everyone, and welcome to As the Experts podcast with Alka. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you. I am so grateful to have you all come back week in and week out to listen, learn, and grow. As my commitment to you and my commitment and as my community and my audience is to help find people who are making an impact and can help us live a more deeper, more authentic, and meaningful life. My amazing guest today is Moza, who's doing exactly that. Moza is born and raised in Vietnam. She currently works in the USA and she's partnered with Brad Cardone. Moza's main purpose and her passion is to help professional women to get out of any emotional underlying distress so that they can help live a more meaningful life, and they can feel happy and loved and achieve fulfillment and success. Moza, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alka. That was such a beautiful introduction. I honored to be here.
So start off, who is Moza, and share us your backstory.
Moza was a nurse working 9 to 5. Actually, it was not even 9 to 5. We worked 12 hours. I worked as a nurse for more than 10 years. I loved what I did. I loved my patients, but I had to trade my time for money.
Mhm.
Um, and it was not a job that you could just go there and just do whatever, right? I mean, you dealt with somebody else's life or death,
Right.
so it was very intensive. And I when I was working, I couldn't wait until the day that my day off. But when I got my day off, I couldn't even do anything for myself because all of my energy was depleted. So at that point, I said, I cannot do this for another 30 years. So I realized that I needed time freedom. I needed more time for myself. So I quit that job. I worked for another job, and it was more like I had more time. I didn't have to work the weekends or holidays, which was great, right? But then in that environment, you could just show up, you could do the minimal, and you could get a raise. Everybody would think, some people would think that that was a good job, but to me, I wanted to grow. That
Mm,
environment did not promote growth,
right.
and growth to me is one of the key elements to be happy for
So you
myself.
kind of felt stifled. You felt stifled, right? Yeah.
That's right. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't feel happy either. So I had to leave, because I realized that in order for me to feel happy, we need we need time freedom, right? And time
Mhm.
freedom meaning you need to have the control of your schedule every day. You're not gonna, because to me, I think it's important for me to be happy, not asking for somebody's permission, to how to spend my hours or my days, right? And then I would not, in order for me to be happy, I don't want any financial concerns, meaning we need to have financial freedom, right?
Right. Mhm.
And then we need to be fulfilled. And exactly what you said earlier, we need to feel fulfilled. And everybody has their definitions of fulfillment. But at the end, you would like to live in alignment with your core values.
Mhm.
And as you find your passion and you are so authentic with your core values, then you're gonna be happy. And that's how I do. So today, fast forward today, I have my business here in the US and my business in Vietnam. I travel. I
That's
am
amazing.
surrounded by a beautiful group of people who are supportive of me, who are very kind, wise, and productive.
Mhm. That's
Promote growth and we grow together, and that is beautiful.
that's so amazing. So you talk about helping professional women. So then share about how did your quest start to work with professional women? Okay. So how did your passion start with helping professional women, and why women?
Right. Yes, that's a great question. Well, first of all, I'm a woman. So when I meet a woman, I have that love and the connection like right away. Uh, I was in their shoes. So I know that there are 7 categories in my coaching. There's 7 categories for you to have a super life, right? And I'm not going to bore you with all of those, but um I believe that as women, so back in the days when I was, we make money, women, we make money, right? But then we never spend money on ourselves on something that is considered luxurious. Some of them do, some of them don't. But us, we were raised to go to school and pay our tuition, right? And then if you lucky enough, you don't have the loan, but if you do, then you still have to pay for the loan and pay for your living expenses and take care of your family before spending anything for yourself, right? Therefore, when I was flying economy, I was thinking that it would be a waste of money to fly first class. And now I'm flying first class. For first class, I'm thinking everybody should be sitting up front. Why? Because the ultimate luxury to me, luxury lifestyle or experiencing luxury is not about the price tag, or it's not to show off. It's
Mm.
about appreciation. Appreciate fine things in life, all the products and services out there for you, right? A lot of people put in a lot of work to provide some service to you, to provide a piece of beautiful products to you. Then just appreciate it. And I think women, we all deserve to live that lifestyle. If not,
Yeah.
then experience the luxury.
Exactly. And so it's not the price tag. So first class or luxury is not the price, it's experience.
It's the experience. That's how you feel.
Yes,
It's how you feel.
absolutely.
And unless you feel it, you would never know why people do it.
Exactly. And so you have to definitely experience, that luxury life. So tell me about luxury, because I know you often do talk about the luxury lifestyle, but at the same time, you want to help professional women get out of any emotional distress.
Right.
So would it be fair to say that the women that you are helping, they can achieve the luxury lifestyle after you've helped them out emotionally?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, it's all about the way we think, right?
Mm.
The way we think and all the information that we learned until this point, for me, is almost 50 years. So it's very hard for us to unlearn the already known.
Right.
So there's a process. You're not going to take actions until you know that it's right in your consciousness and subconsciousness. If you don't feel right here and up here, you're not going to change.
Right.
So, in order for you to change and do something totally different, and so outside of your comfort zone, or maybe so outside of your morals and your beliefs that you were taught for the longest time, right? Then that has to be, so you have to unlearn the already learned. And I'm going to absorb, I'm going to give you all of the new information. It takes a little while for you
Mhm.
to absorb and apply.
Exactly. Exactly. If you don't apply, then you're not going to achieve that, right? So it's in the application. And I often like to say that, knowledge, when we give knowledge, that's one thing. But if it's not in the application, then knowledge is just wasted.
That's right. It will
You
be
should apply it.
meaningless. That is absolutely right, Alka. And I just want to mention one thing. I want to make sure that we're clear on this. Yes, I talk about emotional distress because as professional women,
Mhm.
we appear to be strong. We
Yes.
can take care of things. We can do it because we are able to box all of the emotional distress and put it aside so we can function at the highest level
Right.
because we're strong up here. But you do this doesn't mean that your heart is full of love and happiness. There's something underlying that makes you feel unhappy,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Success doesn't mean that you feel fulfilled. You have great success doesn't mean that you have freedom. So
Right.
you need to work on that. And when you feel free, that's when you feel elevated. And so it's a beautiful thing to see when I work with my ladies and I see them transform.
That is so beautiful. It's like butterflies, butterflies just hatching. And they just were amazing. I think, that's got to be such a gratifying feeling, not only for you helping the women, coaching women, but I think for women as a whole to see them more lightened, more, achieving the success that, one wants to have. So at the same time, confidence also needs to play a big part,
Sure.
right? Because I know, like in my situation, when I was going through that bad period, that dark time in my life, emotionally, I was a distress, but that took me time. And like I said, you need to reprogram, rewire yourself then to achieving what you want to achieve and aspire to. So
Mhm.
let me just talk about confidence because this does kind of tie in to everything that you are doing. And so what are the tools that you share with the women to to fuel the confidence, how they feel inside, exude that confidence, just so it doesn't matter where they are, they can just walk into a room and then they know they have the confidence. So what are the tools that you would say, Moza, that a woman that or you help them to achieve that?
Okay. Well, as a woman, first of all, you need to look good. You
Right.
got to look
That
professional.
helps. Yeah.
Every morning you look into the mirror and you have to say, you look younger and more beautiful today than yesterday. That's the mentality. And you smile and then you walk out the door. You present to the world your best. That's number one,
Mhm.
right? Number two is knowledge. And I believe that knowledge need to be reinforced every day, right? Knowledge will give you the confidence. Practice every day will give you that confidence. So any kind of skill set, any knowledge, any talents, if you don't refine it, and if you don't fulfill, it's not the word fulfill, but you have to keep practice. You have to set a higher standard for yourself every day.
Right.
So whatever, you just say that today I'm gonna meet Alka today, right? And I'm sure that next month when I meet you, your knowledge is even more enriched because you learn every day, because your goal is to become an Alka, right? Become a better Alka every day. And that's the same goal that I do. And I believe that all of the professional women. So yeah, so those are the two things that I think that anybody can, it's so easy to apply. It's so simple and so easy, just do it.
That's the thing, but we just need to do it. We need to find the time to do it. And oftentimes, excuses will come in. We know what we need to do, but excuses. And I was like this a good maybe 10 years ago. I would say, okay, I want to change my life. I want to change my life around. But I didn't take the actions to do that. And I would procrastinate. Okay, well, tomorrow I will do it. But Mosa, as we know, tomorrow comes and tomorrow goes, and then we are at the same place that we are. There's no change.
Yep,
W-
that's right. That's right. So to me, it's a calendar. The calendar keeps me organized.
mm,
So I have a weekly calendar and I have my daily calendar, right? So every day, every hour, I have to write down what I do. So I love to read, but when I travel constantly, it's hard for me to read. So I
mm.
would put the time when I'm on the plane, I'm reading and I'm working, right? Or I have to, if I'm at home, I have to set the time in the morning, not when I go to bed. Because when I go to bed, I open the book, that's it, I fall asleep. I'm not going to finish a page. So I need to do that. And
Yeah,
if it's not on the calendar, it's not going to happen.
exactly. If it's not the
Time
calendar,
for my nails, time to do laundry, like that has to be on the calendar.
exactly. Because you know what, you're right. If it's visual, we see it, right?
Right.
Because it's right there. We wrote it down, and it's visual. So then the mind remembers that. Okay, this is what we need to get done.
That's
So
right.
I agree with you. You need to have set yourself what write it down because I would go by memory and I will not write things down. I will just try and remember, okay, what are the tasks I have to do? But that's not often a good idea. You need to write it down so you remember, because
That's right.
otherwise the brain can forget.
Yes. And again, it's so simple to do, just write it out. Like it's so easy. And if you want, you can just have like one right here on your desk, another one, right there, like next to my on my what do you call it, the table right next to my bed,
Right.
the bedside table with a
Mhm.
pen right next to it. So then
Exactly.
you know that whatever that I'm thinking before falling asleep, then I can just write it down. So I know that needs to be done. And I usually write things to be done for tomorrow, tonight.
Right.
So I will write it down what I would like to do tomorrow, tonight. So when I wake up in the morning and I come down for my drinks, for my vitamin drinks, and my supplements, I have it right there with me, knowing how I'm gonna proceed with my day.
That's a good point, that we need to always have a notepad and pen, and we wrote that down. It doesn't matter where it is, at least we remember as to what's going to happen. So Moza, what is the definition of freedom? What does freedom mean to you? And you live this amazing lifestyle that you have. You've achieved a lot of success, and I'm so happy for you, what you're doing. So what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom to me, first of all, you have to
Yeah.
feel. So to me, the freedom has to start from within, right? From your
Uh-huh.
soul.
Mhm.
We talked about core values before, right? I believe in love and loyalty. So you have to start from within. And if you live in alignment with your core values, you feel free there, because there's nowhere for you to have hatred or resentment. So you feel free in your heart. It has to start from within. And then after that, you have freedom here. In my definition is that you have total control of your time. We're talking about freedom of time and money, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So you can just wake up. It's not, like, I don't want to have time freedom to do nothing. I
Mhm.
just have the total control of how I want to structure my day and where I want to go, with whom I want to spend my time with, and when do I want to do it. So
Right.
that's the freedom. That's the
Exactly.
total control. Money, right? The freedom is that, okay, if you would like to buy something for yourself or for your loved ones, you wouldn't have to concern, oh, do I have enough money to
Mm.
pay for it, right? So that's the freedom. You just pay because you know that you have it. So that's the freedom, because you don't have to worry. That's
So,
my definition.
right. So it's accessible to you at any time. So we're talking about monetary. It's accessible to you. You have it. So you could, spend the money on whomever you wish to spend the money on. And another thing that's so beautiful, because when we think about freedom and how freedom has really helped women to really navigate to the path, to the life that they really want to live. And so where I'm going with this is, freedom really helps us to put, where are we going? Because we're talking about freedom. You have the freedom. You've achieved the freedom. You've achieved the success. So what does people that are listening to us, what do they have to do if they know that they are stuck, they want to achieve, they want to aspire to achieving a more greater, more fulfilled life, but they are not there yet because they haven't found a way? How
Yeah.
can you share with the audience as to what can they do to find themselves so that they can get out of being in this stuck
Yeah.
environment that they are
Yeah.
in right now?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. I think that is so profound. First of all, and I think this is the hardest part, you need to have the desire to change.
Mm, right,
Do not accept that this is how my life's supposed to be.
right.
You got to have the desire to change. You know that you have so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
You got to accept the reality is not who you are, right? You must have the desire inside and figure out who you must become in order for you to become that person, right? And the life that you want, then there are certain things that need to be changed. You got to have the courage to want that. And when you see that already, then look for help. So look for resources. We live, we are very, blessed. We're so lucky to live in the, the time nowadays that information is so abundant. It's so
Right. Yes.
available, right? You can just reach out and you just have that. But again, we have all of the information, all of the knowledge. What are you going to do with it? You're going to take actions. you know when I was going through my, the darkest time in my life, it was very hard for me to ask for help. Because why? I thought that I could figure this out. I can do this,
Sometimes
right?
I'm scared to ask for help.
Right, because like, here, I was the A students, like, you was always, able, and you were taught to be strong,
Mm.
right? So I could figure this out, and I did not ask for help. I was my own therapist. I wish that I could have asked for help a long time ago, and my
Right.
life could have been so much different. But again, we learn, right? And that's what,
Mhm.
one of the things that I share with my ladies is that I spend so much money and so much time making mistakes. So
Mhm.
now I'm going to compress all of that, right? All of the knowledge and all the lessons I learned from my own personal life, and all of the people that I've learned already successful, already at higher levels, and I compress it and I just give it to you. It's up to you. It's your choice to take it and apply. I
Right.
am here to do it with you, but you have to want it, and you want to do this with me, for you.
Exactly. You want to do it. That's the key. You want to do it. Do you want to do it? I mean, you're laying out the foundation, but then it's up to the clients if they want to change their life. Now,
Yes,
change, that's a beautiful thing, because when we talk about change, nobody really wants to change. Everybody is happy being in their comfort zone. Everyone's happy just being comfortable.
that's
Right?
right.
This is what I've noticed. So that's what I'm
That
just
is so
saying.
true. That's
People,
that's the
right?
truth. Yes,
They don't want to change because it's hard.
that's right.
It's hard for them to like, oh, do I really need to do this? Oh, I'm happy staying where I am. But happy, being successful, happy, being more fulfilled, having a more fulfilled life, you have to get out the discomfort. You have to, sorry, experience the discomfort, get out of your comfort zone.
That's right. You are absolutely right. So in the medical terms, so there's, we're talking about pain, right? And we're not talking about physical pain. We're talking about emotional
Right.
pains, right?
Yes.
So you have acute and you have chronic,
Right.
right? So usually people would not spend money to buy vitamins, or to eat well, to take care of themselves so that they can stay healthy. They usually would spend a lot of money on narcotics when they are in pain. Same
Right.
thing. If
Yeah.
everything goes well, there's no pain, you don't want to change, because like you said, we live right in our comfort zone until something hits you, until you
Right.
say, ouch, now I'm bleeding, I need to do something else. So that's when you look for help. So what I wanted to say is that, if something happened in, right here, in front of you right now, then yes, you look for help. But a lot of us, we are in a condition for years. So it becomes chronic.
Mm-hmm.
Your unhappiness become chronic. And you just started to accept it as a matter of life. That's how, it is. That's the way it is. Everybody feels the same way. That's how it is. And you accept it. No desire, no inspiration for change. And that is more harmful than you would imagine.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you're just keeping it internally.
Yeah.
And it's that internal that really kind of drags us down. It really sort of kills us because we're just suppressing all the emotion, all the anger that we might be facing, and we
Yeah.
don't want to express, we don't want to talk about it.
Mm-mm.
Because don't you find, Moza, a lot of people, they find when they're experiencing those emotional um distress, do you find people they want to talk about what they are feeling, what they are facing? Have you experienced, what do your clients, what do they
So
feel? Do they open up easily to talk about those emotional distress? What are your thoughts?
it depends. It depends.
Right.
Some people, they are, they are ready for change, so they
Mhm.
can just talk about their problems, right? Or
Right.
their issues. Some people, they would put, like, because like you said, over the years they already learned how to cope with it, so they
Mm.
just put a mask on, and
Mhm.
they don't want to talk about their problems or their issues, right? um so it depends on each individuals,
True.
and
Mm.
they need to trust you to reveal, to open up, to become vulnerable. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. It's a very scary place to be. So it takes some times, and everybody is different, and there's no formula. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna spend 3 hours with you, you're gonna tell me all the truth. Maybe the first truth is not the
Right.
real truth,
Right.
right? So
Mhm.
then we just have to be patient and understand and be so compassionate, and analyze. Like, my job is to analyze and to encourage you to find out what is it inside of you that you really want for yourself. It's not about me or my standard. It's about what you want for yourself, right? So
Mhm.
if I like the ocean, but if you said that, Moza, my true, my super life, my best life would be go up to the mountain, then I'm going to say, yes, go ahead, do it, and I will walk with you to the mountain, even though I would prefer to go to the beach,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I will walk to you that way.
Right.
Right?
Mhm. Exactly, because you want to be empathetic too at the same time. Showing the empathy really is the key as well. I mean, I prefer the beach too anytime. I don't really like the mountain. I'll be scared to go to the mountain. But is you're walking and guiding your clients is what's going to get them to achieving and getting them to feel stronger every single day. So, Moses, what is the key to a more fulfilled life?
So there are three key components. I
Mhm.
didn't know that you're going to ask these questions. Those are great questions, by the way. Great questions. So, three key components, right? Number one, you need to find out what your passion is. People talking about, find what you love, to do. We love a lot of things.
Yes.
Okay. I love coffee. I love burger. Like, we
Yeah.
use that word like so easily. So it's not about not just love, but your passion.
Passion, yes.
Find down deep down inside what your passion is. And it's not that easy. I work with a lot of people, and when I ask them, what's your passion? And they 99% they pause and they said, Moza, it's been too long. I don't even know what my passion is.
Oh, wow. Wow. Mm. Mhm.
They took care of their children, their husband, like live for everybody else. So find that. That's number one. Number two, what's your skill set?
Yeah.
What's your talent? What's your knowledge? Right? So if you have the skill set and the knowledge and the talents
Mhm.
that will support what you love to do,
Mhm.
and then find out if the society has the demand for you to deliver that service or products, the marriage of the three components would give you a successful and more fulfilling journey.
Absolutely. I think that is so beautiful. And that's a trajectory people need to follow. Your passion. Even when you're starting a business, if it's a hobby, you can make that into a business. Like for me, my passion was dance.
Yeah.
I could have easily made that into a business. I could have turned that into an income. So follow your passion, absolutely 100%. Follow your passion. What is your passion? Does your heart feel happy when you are guided by a passion? Does your
Yeah,
heart feel fuel-filled, as I
yeah,
like to say, when you are diving deep down into your passion?
yeah. That's right.
100%. Follow
That's
your
right.
passion.
And then it's most important because we live in a very fast-paced world, right? So
Mhm.
everything changes very quickly. Now people are talking about AI. Like years ago, we were talking about IT, and IT were just a
Yes,
dominant industry. So
yes,
now IT is going down because AI is the new thing, right? It's the trend, and it's going to dominate the world. So find out, yes, you have the passion, you love what you do, and you are very talented, but make sure that you find out, be creative and find out what you can do, whatever that you would like to do and provide and offer to the world. Make sure that there's a strong demand. Because, agree, I don't know if I mean, you can deny it, but we live in the monetary economy,
right. Mhm.
right? So if you give your service and people do not exchange by money, then, you can't survive. And you have to survive to thrive.
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's about the survival of the fittest. You need to survive. How are you going to survive? Be creative to know how are you going to do that. So, Moza, you are working with women and the professional women. So, and every woman wants to be the best version of herself. Today, Moza, you are a successful, thriving, striving woman achieving success. Tomorrow, you want to be more, you want to do more. We always want to be the best versions of ourselves. So, what are the tools that are essential for a woman to becoming the best versions of herself? What are your thoughts? How would you guide them through that process?
Right. So first of all, like I'm still working on my success. So I'm not considering myself like already, up there, because you always want to go uphill, right?
Right.
Um, First of all, you have to have a very healthy relationship with yourself and with other people around you.
Mm,
The relationships has to be the foundation, right? Relationship with yourself and with others. Number two, take care of your health, physical health, and emotional and psychological
mhm.
well-being. Very important. And number three, have the desire to create wealth. We live in the abundance.
Yes.
Wealth is, there's no limit of wealth or success because it's not manufactured, right? It's not like, okay, well, they can make only one cell phone or how many cell phone per day, right? You know that it's limitless.
Right. It's limitless. Exactly. And you are limitless. We are limitless.
Yes. And my desire, like I don't have a husband and I don't have children. I don't really need much for myself, right? But the reason I do this, because everything that I have today, like the way people see me, what I do, is the gift that I have, that gift. So now it's my choice to use it for myself, or I give my gift to other people, and I
Mhm.
choose to give my gift for other people. So that's why I do what I do, and it just gives me that fulfillment. Every day I wake up and I'm excited, right? Because I know, like meeting you today, like in the morning, I'm thinking that I'm gonna have a good conversation with Alka, because I'm gonna be able to connect with her audience,
Right.
right? And
Uh-huh.
I hope that, with the conversation here, I know that we talk, a lot of things, but I hope just one thing that would just touch you, and you can connect with just one piece of information that I share. Then, do something about it. That would make me so happy.
Exactly. That'd be more fulfilling for you, knowing that, you've changed someone. And you know what? When we experience like trauma, because those traumatic events in our lives, actually, what it's taught me in my life when I was going through that dark moment, about trauma, the traumatic events. We are those emotional, impact that really happens. That actually makes us a better person. I believe
Absolutely.
for myself, it's just made me such a better person. And I have just gotten to know more about myself. Like just said, you need to discover, you need to feel good about you. That's first and foremost, because everyone around us is going to change. They're going to leave, and, no matter what. But you and I, we are going to be there forever.
Yes, that's
You
right.
and I'm going to be there forever. So we need to be good to ourselves.
Yes, and you're right. Like you said that any kind of um dramatic events that happen in our lives. So it's our choice what lesson that we learn from it. Like
Yes.
you choose to become more empathetic and more compassionate towards others.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may choose to be more resentful and more angry
Yes.
towards life in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it's our choices, right? I myself included, I've lost my loved one, my dad, my fiance. I've learned a lot through grief and death. Um, you know, During the time that I did not have money, like you learn a lot. You learn a
Yes.
lot. You learn a
Right.
lot. But then you grow from it. And you know what, though? I'm thankful for those life experiences because I become a better person. I become more compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like myself today better than,
Right.
me when I was in my 20s, right?
Yes.
So I think that, so I want to continue to grow,
Mm-hmm.
to learn. I want to continue to grow. It just, it excites me.
And and I love that. Every day, like you say, you're excited, you wake up excited. Now, isn't that the most amazing thing that we can do when we wake up is to feel excited? And now it's understandable that for most people, they can't wake up excited because they have things that are happening with the emotional anxiety, with the depression or whatever the situation may be. For most people, it is difficult to say that. But how can people come out of the underlying emotional that they are facing, that they are experiencing? How can we help them to come out so that they are excited every single day, like you and I? How,
Right,
what do they have to do?
right, Alka. So the reason for them, for any of us, in any time, like myself included, to feel that way is because deep down inside, somewhere, you have felt disengaged, disconnected
Wow. Mm-hmm.
with either the person that you are sharing your life with or with your situation or
Mm,
what you do.
right.
So you need to identify where is it that you feel that disconnection. And we
Okay.
have to fix that in order for you to go to the next step.
Right. Okay. So they feel disengaged. They'll be like checked out.
Yes,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And what's the tool we can bring them back? Is there a tool that helps
Right.
people like they're being disengaged or they've just checked out? Physically they're here, but maybe emotionally, mentally, they're not here. What's the tools that they can use so that, viewers that are watching who might be feeling, or they might have someone who might be experiencing a similar situation?
Right. So first of all, I have to recognize that I am not happy. I can be better. I want to be happier, right? You have to have that desire to change first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to work on yourself. There are always two ways, right? You
Right.
either do it yourself or you find somebody to do it with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then you have to identify the area of the disconnection. And that is like the bleeding wounds that needs to be fixed right there.
Right.
And if you cannot do it by yourself, then fine. I hope that you have a good spouse. If that is with a person, then talk with, have a conversation with that very person and tell them how you feel and tell them that, okay, this is, I would like to work on this. Is there a way that we can work on this? Work with that very person. Don't talk to other people because they are the outsiders. They may have their subjective opinions and may or may not be helpful to you.
Right.
Work with that person first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that scenario, hopefully that you can work together. Or if your situation is different, if it's not because of one person, but because of your situation right now, including different factors, then either do it yourself or reach out for help. Like I said, reaching out for help is one of the most difficult things for women, for professional women, for men even. Men, I work with some, men, but, and I, even though I said that I work with women, but some men reach out to me, and men, it's very hard for them to show their weakness because men are supposed to be strong.
Right. So why do you think,
right? I'm
so
sorry.
why do you think men are, why do you think they are they are less susceptible to opening up about what they have, what they are going through?
Because that's what they were taught. They were taught to tough it up and let's go.
Right.
Right. As a little boy, tough it up and let go. Right. Let's go. And don't think about it. Don't talk about emotions. Men are supposed to cry. Why not?
Yes.
It's your real emotion. It's beautiful to have tears in your eyes, right?
So,
but so for men, like they have all of that unresolved, emotional distress, just like us. But then it's harder for men to be vulnerable. But anyway, so then work with somebody that if you have the strong desire to get out of there, then take actions, do something about it. Because if you don't, 5 years from now, you're going to be in the same spot or even worse.
Right.
Right. And again, you live only one time this life. That's it. This is the only time. I mean, if you celebrate your birthday, 30th birthday, this is the only time that you're going to celebrate it, because the next year is going to be 31.
Exactly.
The next year is going to be 32. You will never go back to 30th again.
Exactly. Every milestone is a celebration. So celebrate that milestone. I mean, this is what I feel. And I heard this somewhere that somebody was talking about that they were turning, I think they were turning 20 or 30. But and his father, this is what I heard. And so his father said to him that, oh, I'm not going to give you any presents. And so, he began to say, well, it's my birthday. And, and I really do like this because his father said to him, he goes, I don't want you to think of your age. Because every year, we get older. If we're 30 today, we're going to be 31. So, I mean, I do like that approach that, don't think of your birthday, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't celebrate your birthday. But then that doesn't always mean that you need to celebrate your milestones, your 30, 40, 50, 60. But to celebrate and for people to really experience what what they are going through, being vulnerable. Just like men before, they were told that men, boys should not cry. Even at a funeral, they should not cry. But I think now times have changed, that it's okay to cry. And I think it's a good thing. Like you said, it's good to show out your emotions because, whether, in the family or friends, we were told, in the generations that we were told that men, like you said, needed to be a man. He's stronger. He needs to be that, the bravado that, he's not. He's not like a woman. He needs to be a man. But that doesn't mean, like you said, men do not have to show emotions.
Mm-hmm. Men do have emotions. A strong man, and I have worked and I have met incredibly strong gentlemen who show their emotions because they are kind, because they are very kind-hearted.
Right.
Not because they are weak. It's because they are kind.
Kind.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is.
Kind.
Yes.
Wow. Nice. So, Moza, my final question, everything that you have achieved in your life till this day, and all the success that you are going to have, if today was your last day on earth, what are the three things that you want people to learn from you?
Experience the luxury. Today is your last day that, like myself or anybody's last day. Experience the luxury.
Mhm.
Believe me, it's not about the price tag. You feel different. You feel it different. You feel in your heart different. You feel about yourself different.
Yeah.
And you can't know it unless you experience it. That's number one. Number two, time is, you can't create time. Time is just a gift from life, from the universe that give to you. It's given to you for free, but it's priceless.
Right.
Because when it's taken away, you can't take it back.
Right.
So value time and know that time is the most precious thing.
Mhm.
And third, just do something small thing every day to add a little bit more values to other people. When I go out, it doesn't matter if I go to a grocery store, I smile. I see people and I smile because you never know. It's not for me, but for that person to see a smile, maybe they will smile back. And
Right.
that would change, their attitude, right? Or
Mhm.
if I just give a small compliment, those are the things. It just takes you like 2 seconds to do it. It
Right.
doesn't take much, but you do
Exactly.
that, and a little things like that, just like a practice,
Mhm.
and be genuine about it,
Mhm.
and it's gonna change your life, and it's gonna change others' lives as well.
So beautiful. And you know what? And it's free. Smile and it's free. Paying compliment to someone, it's free. It doesn't take much, but adapting the habit is what we need to, we need to do to make it a habit so that, we are doing those things. Moza, I really have had an amazing, this has been such an enlightening conversation. I really appreciate your time. And so, where can people reach out? Where can they connect with you?
Moza-Bella.com, or you can just find me on social media, Moza-Bella or Moza-Bella BT. I mean, you see my face everywhere. And just reach out to me, message me. I used to have my staff manage my social media, but now I do it myself. So when you message me, I'm the person who respond back to you. So it's not a virtual assistant. It's not, a computer, like it's me. So because I want to be real to you. So yes, just reach out, and I would love to connect with everybody, with your audience. And I would love to know more about what you do, Alka. I know that this is a great platform where you have all the experts to come in
Yeah.
and share their knowledge
Mhm.
with other people. This is so wonderful, and thank you for doing this for us, for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, this is my passion. This is what really excites me, and I really want other people, entrepreneurs, to come on the show. But Moza, I really appreciate you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from my guest today. She is amazing, Moza-Bella. Go and connect with her right now. And if you're liking the conversation, please subscribe and like the channel, because in this way, this will help us to bring more value and to bring amazing guests. And I'm so thankful to Moza. She's my amazing friend. Moza and I, we've known each other for a long time. And I'm so glad that, I could have Moza come back and talk to you, my audience. So connect with Moza and subscribe and like to the channel so that we can bring to you amazing guests on the show. So stay tuned for more Alka and Ask the Expert podcast with Alka, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.